Hello everyone, and thanks for watching. This is your 5-minute edge on how to serve the whole child and whole family. This video is made possible through a partnership between the Wisconsin After School Network and the Wisconsin Department of Children and Families. I'm Courtney Kramalis, Food Program Director at the La Crosse Area Family YMCA, and I'm excited to talk to you today about food insecurity and how you can help kids in your program. You know some of the kids in your program have to skip meals over the weekend, and some parents are struggling after their food share runs out at the end of the month. You know you can help support the whole child and family by filling in some of these gaps, but where do you start? Here are some helpful tips on how to create a space in programming for a food pantry where everyone feels safe. The top 5 things that you need to do before you start a food pantry are: Number 1, know your clientele. Number 2, decide what you're serving and how much support you can offer. Number 3, who is going to make this happen? Number 4, where are you getting your food? And number 5, how are you going to get food to the client? Let's chat about the who. It's important to know who you're supporting and who's supporting you. You'll need to know your service area, who will your services be available to, and what's the demand like in your area. How many times can an individual or family come each month? How much food are clients allowed to take? How is food being distributed? And what are your hours of operation? Some things to keep in mind while planning your program structure are: how will the food pantry stay stocked with food? Who organizes and instructs staff and volunteers? How does the food pantry stay clean? Who's responsible for the day-to-day tasks? How will your new clients be assessed? Who is in charge of new client intake? You'll also want to enlist some community support. Who will you rely on for support in the community? Who is in charge of making and maintaining outside relationships? Can your organization qualify for grants, aid, or other nonprofit funding sources? Here are a few tips to get you started. To accommodate those in need, you'll need a steady supply of food to offer. It won't take long for people to depend on your services, so it's vitally important to make sure you have enough food on the shelves at all times. There are 4 ways to keep your shelves stocked. Food drives. When it comes to collecting grocery items, food drives are the most popular means of support. During a food drive, you ask community members, businesses, or other organizations to donate items. Food banks. A local food pantry can turn to food banks for help. A food bank works with big businesses, food distributors, and manufacturers to secure donations on a large scale. These donations are doled out to smaller organizations for free or at a reduced rate. Food rescue. I suggest teaming up with the local restaurants, farmers, and grocery stores that are willing to donate their leftovers. Or purchase food. There will come a time when you need to purchase a few items. You may hit a slow month where donations are low or run out of items that aren't frequently donated. During these times, you'll need a budget to buy what you need. Try to form partnerships with local businesses to get food at a reduced rate or buy in bulk so your organization stretches every dollar. So let's talk about how to identify clients and families. Food pantries help a variety of people, but the people they serve all have one thing in common. They need help. It's important to create the right kind of environment to make clients feel welcome. Here are a few tips for doing just that. Offer flexible hours. People who use a food pantry are often underemployed, meaning they have a job but can't make ends meet. To accommodate them, be sure your hours of operation work around traditional 9-to-5 jobs. Conducting interviews or application processes. To accept new clients, you'll need to conduct some form of an interview. A few things to consider during the interview process are: be friendly and welcoming. Remember you're conducting an interview, not an interrogation. Use positive language that refrains from making the client feel ashamed, and make the process as quick and painless as possible. Once you have a list of clients interested in your service, you'll need to decide on a food distribution method. There are 2 kinds of distribution: box food and client choice. The box food model allows each client to pick up a prepackaged box of food, while the client choice model offers more of a grocery store atmosphere that allows clients to pick the food they want. The box food model is fair. Everyone gets the same items, you don't need the space to set up grocery store aisles, and it's a simplified method of distribution. However, food can go to waste. Maybe the family has a peanut allergy and the standard jar of peanut butter isn't helpful. Maybe a percentage of your clients would like more ethnically diverse food. For those reasons, many food shelves have switched to the client choice model. There are some challenges to be aware of when starting a food pantry. Growth can be a hurdle. While the point of a food pantry is to help those in need, accommodating that growth can be difficult. Dealing with additional demands puts additional strain on your organization to meet needs, and sometimes you don't know if that challenge can be met. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup, so allow yourself grace and start small. Even if that means only claiming a couple of shelves, that are dedicated to pantry work. Also, food is going to take up space. When you start out, you might not have a lot of food to store, but as you grow, space can become a real concern. Consider starting on a small scale, such as only offering shelf-stable items that do not require additional refrigeration. Just about every food pantry will experience some of these challenges. However, with these helpful tips, you are on your way to providing food access for those most in need and making sure the kids in your area don't go home hungry.